You know, the problem is once you start lifting gagging orders and confidentiality agreements, you get into all sorts of hot water. And then, of course, it gives the couple even more ammunition to say, well, look at this. You know, you're behind this. You're behind this smear campaign. I mean, the biggest problem with all of this and with this 6-part docuseries is we're only going to hear their side of the story. I'm sure that just as what happened in the fallout with Oprah, it will all turn into a race row. And I think Britain's found itself at the centre of the most ugly, appalling race row that we've ever been in. And it's the Sussexes that have landed us here. And I think it just does such a great disservice to the memory of the late Queen, who was so proud of Britain as a melting pot of culture. She was so proud of the Commonwealth. Yes, certain things have to change. I think the Commonwealth will change under the reign of King Charles III. He's already acknowledged our history with slavery as a stain on our nation's history. There's no avoiding this. I think you're going to see things change, but to just make the assertion that this is a sort of, you know, little tiny racist island that didn't make Meghan feel welcome, and to turn this all into a race row, for me, it's terribly unfair. And I don't think Britain, the media or the palace deserve it. I really don't.
I mean, Joanna, Jarjue, that's a really fair point, isn't it? Because the Queen spent her working life trying to solve racial division. Her focus was the Commonwealth. She was incredibly passionate about Africa, the Indian subcontinent, the Caribbean. This is undoing that. Do you think she deserves, Joanna, to be labelled a racist by her own grandson?
Well, let's be clear, especially in the Oprah interview, Meghan and Harry spoke very highly of the Queen. And when they were asked about, you know...
Yeah, but that's trashing the monarchy, and that's trashing the Queen.
About the Queen. We're talking about the Queen specifically. They spoke very highly of her, and they said that...
But she is the institution.
No,
she was the institution.
The country is a bigoted... The thing is, there's the royal family, there's their love for the Queen, but also let's acknowledge that what they're also being awarded for is speaking out about the firm, about the institution. So when, for example, people get
the late Queen,
when you were breaking stories, etc., about them, Dan, it must have been coming from somewhere. It may not have been coming from...
Well, let me tackle that head on, Joanna. Let me tackle that head on, because there's going to be a lot of this over the next couple of days, and Katie might want to weigh in as well. But this idea that hardworking journalists like Katie and I, who have spent years and years building up contacts, and that we pick up our phone, oh, hello, Buckingham Palace, or you've got something nasty to say about Meghan, let me put it on the front page of The Sun. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. The folk at Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace actually spent hours and hours on the phone trying to kill off negative stories about Meghan and Harry, trying to kill off stories about her bullying behaviour. And as a journalist, Joanna, as a journalist, I follow the story. And so in the end, I was confident enough in my sources. I knew that the Queen had warned Prince Harry about Meghan's behaviour. Katie, I don't know if you disagree, but to me that is a story very much in the public interest, and I think I was right to publish it.
On journalists, I'm talking about the institution. I'm not attacking you, because at the end of the day, it's got to come from somewhere. What I'm saying is that when Meghan and Harry are making their criticisms, when they're talking about institutional racism, we can't just concentrate on the fact that, you know, they're offending the Queen, they're offending the family, they're offending the monarchy. It's also about the firm. It's about, you know...
I'm going to give Kate